Hello, I'm Richard Hooper and this is SAT TV News. Now I'm pleased to be joined by David Meltzer of the GVF. David, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Now, the GVF, you've taken over as the Secretary General. What are you trying to achieve?
I'm very much trying to achieve a much stronger focus on the membership. Any trade association is only as good as the benefits it gives to its members. And so we're very much focused on maximizing the dollar that we get from our members. So for example, this year, a key issue for a lot of the membership is the upcoming World Radio Communications Conference, the WARC. So we're very focused on advocating on behalf of the industry on spectrum issues, coordinating with the other trade associations and trying to represent a very diverse membership representing, and this is what makes GVF unique, representing the entire satellite ecosystem. We're not just a regional trade association, we're a global trade association, and that's an opportunity to provide greater benefit to our members.
Now, it'd be true to say that most of your members are facing some challenge. How can the GVF help them?
Challenge is endemic for any business. I've been in the satellite industry since the late 80s, and back then it was fiber optic cable is going to be challenging and certainly has. Right now the industry and my membership in particular, they're seeing challenges from new technologies, questions around what's the impact of LEOs, what does 5G mean, what the spectrum battles, as I mentioned, for this year in particular, is the satellite industry going to lose access to spectrum, for example, in Ka band, that they have invested billions of dollars. So those are the challenges the industry is facing, but I really believe the opportunity, for example, with 5G, the regulators' focus on connecting the unconnected, that plays to the sweet spot of satellite communications. And for many regulators, they're being told by their governments, by their citizens, you have to expand connectivity, internet connectivity, broadband connectivity to the remote portions of their citizenry. And that's the advantage for satellite, and that's the opportunity for the industry. And hopefully GVF, we can increase our voice for the industry and really advocate around spectrum issues and the unique position that satellite and our ability to be everywhere all the time to provide that opportunity for the citizens.
Now, you did touch on LEO, and as far as I'm concerned, that's the new disruptive technology. Is it going to deliver like everybody thinks it is? Everybody's talking about putting up a constellation. Is it another false dawn?
Well, there's nothing dramatic in me saying not everyone will succeed. I mean, everyone knows some will not succeed, but I really believe the technology, the price points are where the industry wasn't in the 1990s. I mean, those in the industry, we remember Teledesic, we remember the other ventures, the Internet for All, the Internet in the Sky. I really think 20 years later, price points are much more affordable, the throughput is much bigger than it was 20 years ago. So I'm personally very confident that there will be LEO systems, they will be commercially viable. Some of them are members of GVF. We have a very diverse membership representing GEOs, MEOs, LEOs. And personally, my crystal ball is, of course, not everyone will succeed, but there will be some success stories out there. Absolutely.
Now, as you mentioned, some of your members are the operators, and you have some of the biggest global operators as your members. It's not all rosy with operators. What's your crystal ball saying about that moving forward?
I think for the operators, they have a pretty good picture on what business is going to be stressed. I mean, certainly they've seen pricing pressures for a number of years. There's a lot of competition from other satellite operators, from terrestrial. I think they have a clear picture on the challenges. I believe as an industry, when you talk about 5G, for example, that's going to create the opportunity. So for the industry, the challenge, as I said, is very focused this year on retaining spectrum, but in the pure commercial world, it's retaining the existing customer base and growing the applications that come with 5G.
And finally, identity is all important, and the GVF has rebranded. Explain a little bit more behind the thinking.
So when GVF began, we were very focused on VSATs and wonderful technology, wonderful segment of the market. But over the 20 plus year existence, the market has changed, our membership has changed. So the idea behind the rebranding is to say, hey, GVF, we're very much a broader focus, a different membership. It's a very much a global membership representing the entire satellite ecosystem. And the new brand, the refresh, if you will, is intended to represent. We may be a 20-year-old trade association, the only global trade association for the satellite industry, but we have a different focus, a much more representative of the state of the industry today. It's not just about VSATs, it's about the entire ecosystem.
David, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity.